Hello my friends and welcome. Here I am, just like that. I'm in my Melbourne nest. So I must be addicted to doing this, and I think I am, just for company and just to share my joy. So here I am. I arrived about lunchtime. I have had time to unpack, and I thought I'd just show you some of the pieces that I brought with me, a tiny little bit of shopping I've done already just to set the scene for, it's almost a week. I've got 6 nights down here. So this is what I've got with me, some of the pieces I want to work on. Not all of them, because I just realized I've left my flowers in vases over there, but it is with me. So, oh, that's another little thing. I brought with me my memory keeper. You may remember this is my book that I put memories in it. The photos are getting bigger and bigger, and I love that this is swelling with memories. So I write this usually every night, but if I'm away, I might write it of a morning as well. So that is my textile or fabric covered memory keeper. This show was a gift from a friend, and it's getting used so much that this little string bit has fallen apart, but it just is such a beautiful feeling. So that's going to keep my memories and the stories while I'm here. On the plane, I bought again this little piece, which, you know, I won't bore you again, but in it I carried the what's this? I always pronounce this Metla. It's beige. It goes with everything. Cotton, some dental floss to cut the threads with, needle threader, and pins and needles. But I actually didn't use that very much. I had it stacked in my nest. This is the Wellington nest. You'll be glad to know I put the bottom together. I've got all the other nests stacked in my suitcase that will go straight to the workshop on Friday. Don't know whether I've shown you that, but that's a little Indian treasure. I found this vintage embroidery that I am going to harvest. That is correct. You may not be able to see the stains, but in terms of versatility and maximum use out of one piece, I'm going to use that on something I'm about to show you. So that's just in the nest, some Liberty, cotton, etc. I bought the Toad of Hope, which needs to be stitched down. I think I shared once, and she couldn't come with me to India because she was still in Perth, so she's in Melbourne, so she's an interstate tote. So I'll be working on her, and I'll save my new piece for a minute. I hope this is working. It might be a bit shadowy, but I know you forgive me. And thank you for the lovely comments overnight. It's just so encouraging, and you say that you love traveling with me. So here we go. When I travel, I love to get a book. I had lots of books at home, and I meant to pack them, but I didn't. And so I thought to myself, I did a quick Google, and I have been seeing lots of threads about, not threads, I don't know what they're called, but people talking about this book. And it is a set of letters, I think. So I thought, while I'm traveling on short trips and, you know, maybe having breakfast, this might be an easy approach. Now, maybe you've read this book. I see that most people love it. It's a storyteller. So I'll keep you in, every morning at around 10:30, Sybil sits down to write letters to her brother, to her best friend, to the president, blah, 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 blah. So I like that idea, because in a way, every afternoon that 4 p.m, Kate in the nest sits down mostly and makes a video for her friends in the creative stitchy world. So that's that book. Let me know if you love to read as well. Sorry about the crunch. So that was from Dimmicks, the bookseller in Collins Street, and above Dimmicks is a favourite shop of mine and many of us, and it's called Morris and Sons, and it has knitting yarn, sock yarn, everything. And I was specifically looking for a couple of things, mainly fluoros, because of all things, especially my husband noticed my use of fluoros on the flowers in vases, and I said, look, I haven't got any of my own, and you know, I'm grateful to Christy for gifting me that. So he's also given me some cotton, but they're on the DMC. Will I ever use that? I just like zippers that are that colour. But I got myself 2 of these ones. Can you see how they sort of shine? They must be extra special. This is an ordinary orange. These 2 are like for my flowers. Variegated that doesn't shine, that I got some similar the other day and loving using that. And maybe that's the same as well. It is. So threads, inexpensive. I need to calm down because my boxes from India haven't arrived, so my bazaar hasn't happened. So you know what that means. I just need to curb it a little bit. Needles. I got a set. I often get asked about, oh no, I bought the wrong ones. I did it again. So I often get asked about the needles I love to use. I love to use 18 DMCs, but not tapestry, the chenille ones. So please ignore this. These are round-ended, which do not go well through the fabric. I'll see if I can replace those. And then I did want to check out some longer needles because I think I might be accidentally using these. And are they darners? I don't know, but I just saw them there, and they've got a sharp end and they're long. I am enjoying a long needle, which leads me to then, I've just got India on the mind, and I watch so many people with their beading, and this shop had a little section of beads, and these were round ones, and they've got a big inside, and I just thought maybe while I'm here I've got a few you know, quite a few hours where I could be stitching, and if one of those needles could go through, they probably won't. I have got some other ones, we'll see, but I could try, no promises. So that's it. First afternoon, some colour, some beads, some needles, and a book to read. And as I pause, I realise I haven't checked in on you. I know I'm speaking very frequently. Oh gosh. To you, but I hope you like it. Okay, these are my new project. I have a zippered pouch, which is lined, not made by me, but made by others. And I literally worked on this on the plane. I rationed myself because it's only a short journey from Canberra to Melbourne. I think it might be 45 minutes in the air, which to me, after a 12-hour flight home from India, seemed incredible. So, 1 ball of wool, 1 thread cutter, which is on this beautiful bauble that Christy from Perth gifted me. This is the back of my needle keep, which I'm scared the top may have fallen out somewhere. but we'll see. So yeah, just zip, zip, zip with that, and it's so big that if I dropped it, it would crackle and I would find it. So that's all I needed with the wool. And story of this pouch. They are really story pouches. This is one of the oldest bits of Indian Kantha quilt that I bought back in November. I'll put it up here, and I hope that you can see as I touch it, because all my pouches and all my work is about just absolutely loving. So that's from the plane. I need to cut that, but I can't quite find my scissors right now. So I want to honor the quilt, but also add to it. So adorn it and use the original patterns and stories. So like that is a print, a block print underneath there. And look at those big stitches that have been done over the small. So it's a lesson in Kantha in itself. Look, that's me. I came from that side with this bluish malta, and then look at that stitch. It's fallen off the cliff. But it's part of the story. Wonky stitching on a plane. I've left this bit here, which again, when I get the scissors, I will harvest so that these flowers go straight onto the quilting. Here's a bit of vintage cross stitch of a tablecloth, and so far I've done some little back stitch around here, bigger stitches on there, and just doing a bit of a journey. So let us, seeing I haven't brought the scissors over, please, please, please excuse, well, let's see, Kate, can I get closer? I can. Now, you'll hear trains, oh not trains, trams and sirens because I'm in the big smoke. And can you tell I like it? And I'm standing up and that gives shadow, but just wanted to check that I'm sort of in the center. Right, I did have a needle, didn't I? Of course I did. Was it inside? Yes. And one pin there. So I always bring down a collection of my different wools, and when I went shopping in my own nest, this one popped out. It's a little Woolies. That's a store in Hastings here in Victoria that I've been to once. Love, love, love their wools. And see, normally I wouldn't have used this, and that's why it was there new. It came in a scrappy pack because of the blue. But this piece is so beautifully subtle blue and pink and red. So when I just use this one cotton, it comes out beautifully. Well, I think so. So I've stitched the edges and I'm gradually working through here. So let's pick up where I left off. Double stitch to get started. And you'll hear me calm down. The thing that encourages me most is, you know, I know that watching YouTube is a part of a ritual for many of us. And when we have the time available, it's lovely to have, to know that someone you enjoy keeping company with is there. So I want to do a shout out to Jen, because Jen's from Sydney and we met in Wellington, and she's a journal maker, very, very clever. But hello, Jen, and I'm glad that even when we don't get to see each other, we're keeping each other company at night time as we watch YouTubes. So in here, I've just come to one of these flower petals and I'm filling it in. Oops, I think I just went through the middle of this thread. I did. That is terrible. Oh no, I can rescue it. It's not good though. So let's just go over here and do that again. So when I was on the plane and just even the street scene, and particularly in the in Morris and Sons, I was looking around and I'm thinking, now, how many people here are going to the quilt show? Because it opens tomorrow, and I imagine quite a few of them. I'll be there tomorrow, and I know many, I've said this before, so sorry if I'm saying it again, I just talked to myself. Yeah, many people are meeting up on Friday. And it goes until Sunday, I think. Let's fill in this little petal because it's between the cross stitch and this fabric. So in the end, I only bought my Flowers in Vases 3, the one I started just yesterday. I didn't do, last night I just tiny tacked all the pieces down, so I haven't actually started to work that. So I'm very excited that I will be able to focus on that. Now, I don't do Cantha, as I've told you many times before, but I sort of like that this one is already done and that I can do some weaving or highlight the stitching. And it's still the stitching of others. Okay, so here we are. So basically I just went over there, and here you might be able to see, I'm not sure, that this is a join of an older piece of block print over this one. And in fact, a modern hand could have done that. I don't know. So how are we going to highlight this piece? I could go up, or I could go down, or I could go across first. Let's go back across, finish what we started. Look at that, and see, that's all from that variegated wool that when we first started stitching it a minute ago, it was blue, and now it's hot as pink. So that's the best thing about variegated. It looks creative and arty, and all you have to do is thread the needle. Okay, there's a row of 3 that's connecting that piece there to the back. Now all the stitching on this piece goes upwards, which means it could have gone across. No, I don't think so. What are we going to do? So soft. I wish you could feel it. So I'm just following the line of this material, and see there's some little lines underneath there, so let's just embellish. Might end up embroidering. Well, there's a lot of embroidering to do, but I want to sort of bring out the pattern even more. So let's go down here. It's really so soft and beautiful. I can't describe it adequately. I actually have lots of these coming home that I'm going to offer in my bazaar in various bits, because we've spoken how not many of us can get American quilts, and these, while different, are similarly full of story, different patterns, lots to do on them. Oh, we nearly got a hot pink bit then. I was saying to my husband before I left this morning, I had to get up really quite early because I have to drive to Canberra to the airport, which I don't mind. It's much better than going to Sydney, much easier drive. Before I flew, and I said this time last year I came to Melbourne by myself to see my quilt in the quilt show, and little did I know, I didn't know about, well, I did know about the community, but I don't think I'd seen it at scale. It was the first quilt show that I'd been to, and so that was a very special thing. So I'm looking forward to going tomorrow and just reliving that and celebrating the quilts of others that are hanging, so I can be free and not worry about what mine looks like hanging. I can just and what others think of it. I can just rejoice in the work of others. So more big picture, I think. And I went to Lucello and I'd never heard of that place. And Beck from Sobe is going to have a stall there, and it's all just an adventure. So there we are. You probably can't see that very much, but I just feel my hands have now added to the story of others. I want to honor this. My husband said, now don't go overboard. He said, just let the fabric speak. He's getting to be quite a connoisseur. He said to me the other day, he said, do you value my aesthetic? And I said, of course I do. So there we go. I don't know how long that's been, but that's probably enough for day 1. How does that look? I hope you think it looks pretty. That's the back, and we, in fact, in the camera, you can see it more clearly than up close. So we are going to be spending some time together in Melbourne, layer upon layer. I don't like the bird as much in that as I used to. So to be continued. Thank you so much for joining me. Keep safe, keep well. Let's look out for each other and be kind. And I will see you again very soon. Bye.